Let's make sure that we're live in all the appropriate places. Still sending data to both YouTube and Twitch. Always exciting to watch that. Oh, we're streaming now on YouTube. Aloha, you can call me Crawl. I'm a father, Toastmaster, and Lego enthusiast, and today is our live stream. As usual, we do a live stream once a week here on this channel. We also do it multi-stream over on Twitch, and we play flight sim, and then once we reach cruising altitude, we go over and start building some of our Lego sets. So for today's live stream, where are we flying from and where are we flying to? That's really the questions everyone likes to ask as we discuss what we're doing. So we are flying from Cagliari in Italy. It's on Sedona. It is the southern of the two islands to the west of Italy, not Sicily, which is kind of to the south. This is to the west. There's those two teardrops. Sardinia is the bottom, Cagliari is the southern point of that island. And per my Instagram poll, we're going to be flying to Tripoli in Libya. I don't know if there's more than one Tripoli, but that's the Tripoli we are going to, the one in Libya. So we're going to be flying across the Mediterranean Sea and getting into Africa. This will be our third continent in our around the world journey. I'm excited about this because it's been a fun journey so far, and I look forward to continuing on as we fly around the world. Yeah. I hope everyone's having themselves a good Memorial Day if you do celebrate that here in the United States. If you don't celebrate that here in the United States, you just enjoy having the cookout. I hope you're having a good time with that. And if you're someone who's overseas and want to know more about Memorial Day, it is a day where people in this country generally get Monday off of work to memorialize the people who have died in wars for our country. That's kind of what the holiday is. There are a lot of people who, really celebrate the meaning of it, and a lot of people just take it as a 3-day weekend, which is fair. We have a lot of 3-day weekends in this country where people just say, hey, I'm gonna enjoy the time off, and that's okay by me. So yeah, I'm excited about today's stream because we're going to continue on building with this beautiful Lego set, the Lego Home Alone house, set number 21130. Yeah. We're about building bags 23 and 24, so that should finish up this particular set. I'm excited about it. I hope you guys are excited about it too, because again, it has really been a joy. I know that I personally am going to be picking up the light kit for this at some point in the near future, because again, I just think it is a beautiful set, and I think the light kit is next level Lego stuff that I'm really starting to get into myself. Yeah, so that's what's going on. Hopefully everyone's having a good holiday. It's Sunday night of a holiday, so I expect to be me and Aloha the bot pretty much the whole time tonight. Yeah, that's what this is. I'm just making sure that we're doing all the stuff. I didn't even check to make sure that YouTube was set up properly. Yep, okay, cool, perfect. Yeah, so let's get into the excitement that is. Oh, that's interesting. Very interesting. Let's get set up for our flight. Sorry I'm a little late. We had some fun stuff that we were doing today, mostly getting some spring cleaning around. Now I'm a homeowner, and I do not mean that to be a super flex. I mean it more along the lines of we had work that we were doing. And so I'm just kind of behind everything today. I know I only stream once a week. Where's my cursor? I can never find it. There it is. And so we're just behind in generally what I like to do. All right, so we have to set our departure, and this may be interesting for people who've never played this, but you set your departure. We're going to be leaving from LEII, which is this airport in lovely Cagliari. And we're gonna be flying to, what is the name of the airport we're flying to? Let's bring that up. HLLM. I researched ahead of time to make sure I get like the right. Oh, select arrival. That I like know the flight I want to go to. Because sometimes if you like just type in 2 L's, like Tripoli, it may not give you what you're looking for. But here we are, 2 hours and 42 flight over to Migata in Tripoli. It looks like we're going to be mostly, let's change the time. I like landing in dusk. There we go. Looks like for the most part we're gonna be flying over water, except for this period where we go by Carthage. I didn't know Carthage was like still around. That's exciting for me to learn. When I think of Carthage, I think of the town that like fought the Romans and lost. So exciting to hear that they still exist. But we're gonna fly by them over whatever this peninsula is called. More over Mediterranean. Doesn't look like we're hitting the islands, but then we fly right into Tripoli. I'm gonna have to make sure that when I fly in that I come in this way. Although there is a runway this way, looks like I could try to land on that, but I'm gonna need to make sure that I bank over and come in like that to land on the airplane, because you know I'm such a good pilot and all that wonderful stuff. Yeah, so let's pick that as our flight. Where's my cursor? There it is. Fly. Then it takes a hot second for that to get all set up as we go for this wonderful thing. Ooh, that looks like we're landing on a glacier. That's pretty dope. I can get behind that. Oh, for the benefit of the people who are paying attention, every one of my streams, our stream title is a joke. So if you copy and paste that stream title into thing, there will be a joke that comes off of it. And for those who did not see my tweet, or if my tweet went off the wrong way, today's phrase of the day is student driver.
Follow that black car. The car. Follow that car.
Let's definitely check your mirror. Signal. Now pull into traffic.
Such a good movie. Such an underratedly good movie, right? All right, it's almost done loading. Let's slide the camera over. And let's fly some planes. I should bring the mouse with me.
6801 ready at runway tree 2 north departure.
Okay, so it looks like we're going to be
01 altimeter 29er decimal niner 21267 at 4. Departure to the north approved. Cleared for takeoff runway tree 2.
Where is my mouse?
Cleared for takeoff runway tree 2 Beechcraft 801.
I'm trying to accelerate. I have applied full throttle. And my plane died. This happens every now and then. Let's come into here. Let's transition to this camera. Cockpit. We'll try to get this going. Uh-huh. All right, where's the button that I need to hit? Landing gear. Parking brake. Okay. Are we moving? I don't know if we're moving or not. Okay. Okay. The nice thing about it is I see the engines moving. Okay, apply full throttle. All right. I'm like a student driver over here. I'm doing great. I am going. Why is that not working? There it goes. We're moving. It just took a second, guys. But I'm proud of myself for figuring that out. All right. And we're taking off. All right. So that was exciting. Good to know I need to pull all three of the levers forward. All right, and now we can start turning.
Beechcraft 801, continue for north departure.
Elmas Tower Beechcraft 6801, continue for north departure.
Yeah. My flaps keep adjusting on me. I'm not purposely changing my flaps. They seem to be changing them for me.
Beechcraft 801 leaving my airspace, frequency change approved.
Totally cool.
Elmas Tower Beechcraft 6801, frequency change.
All right.
Cagliari approach Beechcraft 6801 is type Beechcraft King Air 4 miles northwest of Elmas 1,500 feet.
That's good to know.
Request flight following.
I'm flying somewhere.
6801 Cagliari approach. Squawk 7734.
Squawk 7734 Beechcraft 801.
Beechcraft 801 radar contact 5 miles south of decimal manual 1,900 feet. Altimeter 29.902.
Roger, Beechcraft 801.
All right. We're almost turned around. Oh, look at this cloud we're flying through. That's some pretty cool effect right there, I tell you what. All right. Okay. Let's see how well this goes. We're trying to make sure we level out here. Okay, I feel good about this. We're holding about 5,000 feet in the air. And we're making good progress towards where we're trying to go. Yeah, I'm willing to slide over and start building Lego now. I don't see anyone objecting to that in the chat. But I feel very good about what we're doing right now. Lego. Hey, there I am upside down. We can slide that over there, and then we can get the keyboard. All right. Hi. How are you doing? All right, so we're building bag 23 right now. Oh, I didn't even update my chatters from last time. Which is a shame, because I had a pretty good chat last time. Maybe that's why no one's here today. They're like, yo, you didn't update who chatted the most last time. I swore I did that, though. There we go. Oh, there's my mouse. I hope everyone's having themselves a good time so far. Where is my mouse? There's my mouse. Okay. And then we can take the big bag and we can put the big bag in that one. And there we go. And just like that, we've taken all of the bags out. All right, let's see what we got. So it starts off. I'm actually going to take this section off, which is what we're building on, and I'm going to move the rest of the set away from the desk, just because it's interfering right now with I feel like my kid obviously, one of my kids obviously was playing with this. There it goes. Okay. There, that's as good as we're gonna get. All right, let's see. We need to start off with what looks like a 6x1 dark reddish brown. 3, 4, 5, 6, and then that is gonna get. Let's just dump that out on the thing, spread it out. Yeah. So hopefully everyone's doing a good time. Where are you? There you are. There. Get you onto my hands. Oh, that's interesting. Some good snot pieces there. Oh, okay. So far, this has been such a very interesting, well-designed set. The one complaint I had, and it's a complaint I had before I even started the set. So I guess that's a good thing that while building it, I haven't gotten any more complaints. I don't like that the basement isn't underneath the house. and that you have to step up from the living room to the dining room. I mean, from the dining room to the kitchen. It's the only beef I have. If that's the only beef I have, that's actually not that bad. But like I said, I'm going to redesign it for myself so that I can make it fit into my winter village a little better. And the best way for me to do that is to... Okay, that's interesting. A little faceplate goes onto the front. A little faucet. There you go. It's nice. All right, and it looks like we're going to be taking you two and a sticker. Sticker number 6, Little Nero's Pizza. And you're gonna go right here on the side. Okay. And then that needs to come in here in the actual building, and it's gonna go right in front of the window in the corner. So again, that's the reason why it's not a very deep, because it's right here by the door. Okay, and then next we're going to be building a fridge, it looks like. So we're going to take the door. Oh, picture number 27. I don't remember them having a stainless steel fridge. I want to give like the benefit of the doubt that it was in fact a stainless steel fridge. But the reason why I'm concerned is I don't feel stainless steel fridges were in vogue yet when this movie was made, right? Like, it doesn't feel like it's the right time period. And that's exactly what this fridge door open feels to me. Oh, that's fascinating. All right, I don't know if anyone caught what they did here. But in the wall behind, they had put some shelves in. And I was like, that's weird. Why do they put the shelf in? So it can be a part of the fridge. We'll see what they put in the fridge to justify that. Oh, it looks like they're making some fun stuff there. All right, let's build our top. All right, here is our modular building on the top so that we can have a detachable roof. So it looks like the only thing they're going to put in his fridge is macaroni and cheese. All right, that's going to go there. Like that. Hey, pre-rolls, I just got some ads. Nicely done. So an interesting thing was happening to me, actually, just recently, believe it or not. I'm not one to gossip terribly much, so I'm not going to mention names. But I am not a massive streamer. I know you can all like gasp and be shocked and horrified that I'm willing to admit I'm not a massive streamer. But I'm not a massive streamer by any means. And I had someone reach out to me on Discord today or yesterday. I think they started yesterday and they continued today. According to their Discord profile, if they are right, like they have their Discord profile and they're like, oh, this is my Twitch page, and you click on the Twitch page and it's a person with 2 million followers on Twitch, right? And so far they're chatting it up, asking how streaming's going. They're being very polite, but now they're talking to me about the idea that if I want to be successful and be a partner like they are, I'm going to need a channel manager. And so I'm kind of waiting for the part where they're like, well, here's a channel manager that you can hire and they're worth X amount of money a year, yada, yada, yada. There's always the sale pitch. And I think until there is a sales pitch, I'm going to, you know, have that conversation. But I don't know, it's interesting because the only group that we have in common is Aver Media, and I've never interacted in the Aver Media group before. Like, I've never commented. So it feels very, why me? Like, let's play it out. Let's assume this person is who they claim to be, which is a Twitch partner with 2 million followers. Why me? What about my lack of interaction with the Aver Media community on Discord made them say, let's reach out to this dude and let's offer to help them? Right? Like, that's a very nice little bunting they put on there. I really do like how this kitchen's coming together. So as you can see in here, they have 2 boxes of macaroni and cheese in the fridge. That's about it. But yeah, right now I'm just kind of like, okay, when is the scam going to hit? And maybe I only assume it's a scam because of what I do. I work in fraud investigations for a health insurance company. I don't actually do the investigations. I'm a data analyst or data infrastructure consultant is, I believe, my actual title. But because I'm aware of all the types of fraud that exists based upon my job, I'm a little more in tuned to be like, this is a scam. Anytime something, like if Elise Myers, unless she reached out to me from like a check-marked TikTok group, I'd be like, no, not you. I seem to be missing. There it is. There it is. There it is. Last one of these pizza pieces. So again, some more bunting. It's going to now go above the other window. And then we're going to take 2. And then that is going to go into the corner. I want to move that some more still. Wrong direction. Because I feel like, again, I'm building up a lot here. And it makes more sense to move the camera to where I'm building as opposed to move where I'm building to the camera. Right? Like, that is what makes the most logical sense. But anyway, it's just an interesting thing I've noticed. All right, we have... Nope. I got to adjust my course a little bit. There we go. Okay. So now we have another little edge part, I guess, of a cabinet. Okay, that's interesting. So we're going to take a 2x4 black. And we're going to put some tan stuff on. We're going to do 2 of these. There we go. And then that's going to go just on this. Just on this. And then you're going to go underneath it. I like the little toe kick there you have put there. Although I don't know too many toe kicks that extend past the bottom. I think it's just interesting. All right. And there. And I'm not going to lie. If this was like my kitchen, I would be annoyed with the dead space that this represents. I'm just going to say that now. So if Lego could make sure they don't have as much dead space I'm gonna make a stylistic choice. So in Lego's build, they wanted me to build the two things identical, and I am not building them identical. I am reversing which is the plate and which is the knobs. I don't know why I'm doing that. I just, for some reason, feel like being difficult today. Right? Like, I feel like that looks better. Like, that makes it look like maybe it's a Lazy Susan. I also feel like because this gray is showing, I want to change it to this color brick. Right? Like, does that feel legitimate to you guys? I just realized something. Settings. Hotkeys. No, Sam, thank you.
Tell me if someone tries me.
I will totally tell you.
Guys, donate for the prize wheel.
I don't think I have anyone in chat right now, Sam. Yes, really. I don't think I do. You okay? I'm looking right now to see, because I appear to have lost my ability to do like a replay clip. I have to figure out how to re-enable that at some other point. But yeah, I just feel like I wish I had a little... Like, I wish that was that same color. I wish it wasn't gray. That's what I wanted to clip, me saying that. It makes me sound insightful or some stupid stuff like that. We'll see how it ends up working out in the long run. Okay. Okay, and then... Oh, we gotta put that in the middle. That's interesting. All right, so we have another one. Excuse me. I do remember this kitchen having a middle island. I remember that part of the movie. Okay. All right, and then that is gotta be a 2x2. Then we could take the frying pan and put that in the middle. Okay. Nope. And then we need to put these on the bottom. Again, very funky. Funkadelic. Alright, so it's going to be... First off, I need to put one right here. And it's going to be 4 off. Like that. No countertop over here yet. We're still working on that, I guess. Oh, look how lovely that is. That is lovely. Look at that. So we're going to take these little wings pieces and they're going to click in there. The one stud connection, so it's not ideal. And then I need to take you and you because you're a flamethrower, right? That's going to get them as they come into the building. Oh, I see what I did wrong. Okay. Okay, we need to use you. So I made a mistake. I put the bunting on the wrong way, and that's preventing that from curving. Pretty much right now, because I put that bunting on the wrong way, it has to go straight down, and it's not going to be at an angle. And we all want it to be at an angle so that it burns his head. So now if I put that bunting back on, I can turn it like that. It's a big difference. Big difference. All right, it looks like we're going to be building another awkward little shelf thing. Here we go. And that's interesting. That is interesting. Overall, this has been very fascinating. That is a black. I wanted a green. That's an interesting little end cap they put on. Just gonna slide right in there. Like that. Okay. Oh, now we have to put the TV together. Bunch of very narrow pieces I'm noticing. There's a black antenna. I don't remember him having an antenna on that TV, but it helps sell that it's a TV. Right? It helps sell that it's a TV if there's an antenna. I don't remember that TV in the kitchen having an antenna though. There we go. Now we have the TV there. With whatever that Dirty Angels movie was. Excuse me. Alright, looks like we're building a microwave. Very cool. There we have that. Microwave clear door, because of course there's a clear door. Alright, and that's gonna go on the front to be the buttons, and then a 2x1 plate in the back to really kind of secure things up. Interesting approach. I don't know how I feel about this approach so far, but they're definitely going to be doing it. And we have you, and then you, white, are going to have to go on then like that. And then there you go. And then we need another 2. And then we need an end cap. And then we need to go with the little timer dial. They're going to be on the bottom. I don't care if it's facing the right direction. Some people might care. That's just not me. There we go, a little bing on it. Ding! All right, and then that's what's going to go on our empty counter. Again, you can hardly say that gray in that piece, but it still bothers me. Still bothers me. All right, and now it looks like we're going to be building the hatch for the thing to go downstairs. For when you take the chute. Okay. For him, because like in the movie, he like uses his BB gun to shoot the people down. So that's what we're building now. I think. Okay. And then we're gonna take another 3x1, and then a 2x1, and a 1x1 is gonna go here. All right, and now we have to build some sort of contraption. So we're going to start with you, and then you're going to slide through. This, of course, is the contraption that will allow I mean, this is tight. Okay. And now we can take you. There we go, that's nice. And we can take a third one. There we go. And then we can take this and slide it through. I'm not a fan of this already. I think this is very... It's a very stiff build. Aloha MKB, how are you doing, my good friend? I need a fourth one? Do I even have a fourth one? I don't think I have a fourth one. But how are you doing? Yes, I do think all pilots play with Lego sets on long haul flights. There's the fourth one. But how are you doing? Hopefully you're having yourself a good one. I believe, I do not know what the bank holiday is for in England, but hopefully you're enjoying your bank holiday weekend. And then that can then slop on right like that. And then, yeah, see, that's just tight. I'm well. You know, we have a holiday tomorrow here in the States. It's for a holiday called Memorial Day to celebrate all of the dead soldiers this country has made, I guess, or... I'm sure there's a more appropriate way to say that than just what I just said. So yeah, that then turns like this. I'm not a fan of this. I'm just gonna be real honest with y'all. This is not... I don't imagine this plays well. Like, it's not going to rotate. This is poorly designed Lego right now. Right, so like, this is the little contraption to send things down. And I just do not anticipate that this is going to work, ever. Ever, 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 ever. Yeah. Yeah, no, I know. So, I tend to fall as a very cynical person. And I feel because our country doesn't do the things that we should be doing to protect and help those who did serve after they served, I feel that a lot of holidays like this one in the United States, and the forced patriotism that comes along with them, it rings hollow. Which is why I say jaded things like what I just said. You know what I mean? Yeah. If we're not going to be doing the things to help them on the back end, I'm not going to mince words with how we send them to the slaughter. That's where I am with all of that. And I recognize that not a lot of people are going to agree with me on that. I recognize that. I will advocate and fight for veterans to get the help that they need. Why don't I change it? I try. I vote for people who are willing to do this. But we as a country, again, I will always talk politics with people. Our biggest problem as a country is we get sucked in. We have a media apparatus built to suck people in on culture war issues. And people believe the crap they hear from politicians as being accurate. Politicians, especially on one side, say one thing and do the other thing. Right? They say one thing and they do the other thing. Time and time again. And I can only vote for the people who are going to represent me. I can only raise the things I can do. I can't stop people for voting for politicians who are just going to blatantly lie and not do the things that we need them to do to take care of the people who served. I have a lot of good streamer friends who served. I will, when I talk to them, I will thank them for the service that they did, but I'm never going to be one of those people who blanketly says to a service member I see in line at a Walmart or a Target, thank you for your service. I'm never going to do that. That's just not who I am. Because I know it's hollow until we actually do the things we need to do to protect them afterwards. All right. Yeah. Well, no. So here's my thing. One, I think both political sides of America struggle with authenticity, right? Like, it is very hard to listen to some of the leaders on the Democrat side talk about what they're willing to do to, you know, to solve some of the problems, and then them not actually ever doing anything about it, right? That's what I mean by that. The issue of veterans, I feel like Democrats tend to be very good about treating them well. But I think the most important way that we can help our veterans is not making them veterans in the first place. I mean, just one of the things that we as a country do to help convince people to join the military and say, we'll give you free college. Join the military, we'll give you free college. I mean, a friend of mine pointed out to me actually a couple years back, and I didn't know this, and I haven't really thoroughly researched it, but I trust them enough as an individual to feel like they're telling the truth. But if you join the Peace Corps, you get the same deal as if you go in the military. If I had known that, I would have signed up for the Peace Corps. It would have been a no-brainer. Okay. So here we put the thing in the chute, the idea being that you turn... I'm trying to make sure we can see it come out. You turn the lever, and then the piece allegedly falls out. This is not working well. There it goes. This contraption is not going to work very well. I'm going to say that right now. But it looks like we're done. Oh, we have to build the roof, but we can put this back. We'll put it over here. True. Yeah, no, I agree. And so here's my thought process. Here's my thought process and why I don't say thank you to your service to every random military member I see. Of course, it's, the wrong way to do anything, but the right have made such a big stinking deal out of it. They've made such a big stinking deal out of it that it's like, I'm not going to give them that inch. Right? I'm not going to give them that inch. Right? Because they won't give people on the left an inch on anything. So it's like, yeah, that's a culture war I fight with you guys on. That's what I'm willing to do. Until the veterans and the military stand up and start calling them out. No, that's. And my dad is a veteran too. I want to make sure I throw that out there. My dad is a veteran. He served in Vietnam. He did not like the way that he was treated when he came back from Vietnam. He's talked about that. But, yeah. He recognizes what it was about. Right? But yeah, it's a culture war issue for me at that point. They want to make a culture war issue about Bud Light not being a trans influencer. I'm going to make it a culture war issue not to thank a veteran for their service. That's me. And I recognize it's petty. All right, that's going to go there. Yep. No, I agree with you. That's a valid critique of my position, and I do recognize that. I want to give you right. I recognize it. Yeah, no, I 100% recognize it. I recognize it thoroughly. Probably not the healthiest thing to do. But yeah, no, it's a valid critique. Right? I mean, they're making bomb threats at Target right now. Bomb threats at Target. And that's just appalling to me. That's just appalling to me. Right? it boggles my mind that people get to that point. Because no matter how much I may disagree with people on one side of the political spectrum, I will never support violence. I will never support violence. That's never an appropriate option. And unfortunately, some people are always willing to go there. Okay, so here's my yeah, no, I agree. There are extremist people on both sides. That is just the truth. But when people are making bomb threats to Target, because Target is putting out Pride clothing, if the people who are attacking that issue were able to come out and say, this is not appropriate, right? And that's the thing for me, you know, when people on the left have gotten violent over things, I feel like there are people on the left who will denounce it, right? There are people on the left who will denounce it, you know, after the protest that happened over 2020 over George Floyd, there were people on the left about the bomb threats to Target in Salt Lake City. I mean, oh, yeah. So, yeah, no one on the right, at least in the United States, is scrambling to say, guys, we can discuss why we think this is an appropriate thing for them to be selling and marketing to kids. We can do that, yada, yada, yada. But once you start, and they don't, they just don't. And that's why I can't respect them. If they can't do that, I just can't. And I think one of the reasons that hits home for me is I live in a very Jewish-friendly community. And I know if some idiot decides to do some stupid thing, my family could be collateral damage. And that threat in my mind is a real threat. And that's not a threat that when I think about people on the left who choose to get violent, their violence tends to be in reaction to a cause. People on the right, when they choose to get violent, is targeting a minority group. And it tends to be bomb threats. It's the country we live in. But anyway, we finished building the kitchen for the Home Alone house. Let's attach it to the main building now. So here is the back side of the building. Let's zoom out with our camera. Boop, 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 boop. We're also going to tilt the camera. There it is. And you can see it slides just in like that. I don't like how the snow can slide into back here. I wish that this went straight back to the wall. That's something I'm definitely going to have to fix when I rebuild this. So for those who do not know, I'm going to raise this building up so I can drop this down. 1000%, I agree with that statement. Yeah. Yeah, no. Like, and it's very true. The statement, one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter, that is something that I've heard a lot to define why, like, an organization like Reuters would not call someone a terrorist. Because that's just a very accurate statement. Yeah, so, and again, I am not English, Irish, all that, so I may not understand the cultural differences, but I do recognize from an American standpoint, the troubles existed for a reason, right? The Irish were not interested in having England be a part or control part of their country. I don't pretend like I understand it thoroughly. You know, when you do look at how the Irish have been treated in America, you know, I understand it to some degree. The need to fight back, I understand it. I would never support it though. Never could. So yeah, we built this. Yeah, no, the average person is not going to resort to it. And I just think, when I think of America, when I see domestic terrorism in our country, and by what I mean by that, I mean people using violence to marginalize or make a group feel unsafe, unwelcome in this country. That type of behavior exists solely on the right, in my opinion. And of course, I know that people point out, well, what about that one swimmer at San Francisco State who they were chanting mean things at? Man, that's political speech where I come from. I'm sorry. It was a group of people who didn't like what you had to say, and you felt unsafe? Did they have weapons? Oh, they didn't have weapons. Oh, it's not a threat. It's not a life threat. That's me. Do I wish that they didn't feel unsafe? Yeah, I wish they didn't feel unsafe. But you can make someone feel uncomfortable when you bring weapons into it. It's when it gets iffy. All right, now we get to build on the front of the building. I'm going to zoom out a little bit more so that you guys can see more of the actual build while we do this, because we're going to be building mostly pretty stuff along the front of the building now. So let's get out bag 24. Bag 24. So excited. We're gonna be building the treehouse in this one. And this was the part of the build that I'm the most anxious about. Because if you can tell, I'm building this on Mills plates. And I don't know if the tree's gonna fit on the Mills plate. I don't know that yet. Actually, this is about as good a time as I'm gonna have to take a bio break. So if you're in the chat, feel free to take a bio break and I'll be back.
Dad will be right back. Dad will be right back. He might use the bathroom. He might get a snack. He might move Audrey. He might move Sam to his bedroom. He might move Maggie. He might go to get a snack or a drink in 5 minutes. He might be right back in 1 minute or 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes, 9 minutes, 10 minutes, or an hour. If you see a streamer's name pop up in the chat, he might come to raid someone. He might just come to go. He might just come to go to the bathroom also. And please don't say he needs to go poop. And I was ready for the grand finale. And we all shout, he's gonna be right back. He's gonna be right back. Dad will be right back. Dad will be right back. He might use the bathroom. He might get a snack. He might move Audrey. He might move Sam to his bedroom. He might move Maggie. He might go to get a snack or a drink in 5 minutes. He might be right back in 1 minute or 2 minutes.
And I'm back. Oof. I have no idea. It looks like we're not really off. But I want to adjust our flight plan a little bit. I'm just trying to get back to the pink line. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. All right, let me see where that pink line is. I need to know where I am in relation to our path. Okay. Wow, so we're actually doing pretty good. We're officially on like the African continent now. We already passed over the land that we were going to pass over. We're still over water until we hit basically Tripoli. Let's get back to GPS tracking. There we go. Okay. Let's get a. All right, we have to build the mom. Oh, first let's pour these out into this. Oh, there you go.
There's been a recent wave of murders at the city zoo. I was bringing in a suspect when I got a call from headquarters about the kidnapping of Terry Burton.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that. I think and again, we have a political system designed by two political parties to assure that only two political parties remain in power. Right? There's very little that the average person is going to be able to do to affect actual change. It's a sad truth about where we are as a country. I'm not sure what can be done. I think most people are just struggling to keep above water. And I don't know what can be done to change that. And the reason I think the left versus right situation becomes talked about so much and so easily is those are our options. We don't have a third option. We don't have a third way that we can change things. That's it, right? You can vote for one party or the other. Anyway, here's the mom. Come on! We'll put her over here. I don't even know where most of my characters for this one are. Yeah, no. So I think the best way to think about why I don't think our country can change, and it has nothing to do with the idea. I'm going to allow that. I need to add that word to chat, to my chat bot. Just give me 1 second. Where is that? Save. Allow.
Sorry I'm late. Forgive me for bringing the kids. I couldn't get a sitter.
Please have a seat. As I was saying, in a world of predominantly male-oriented psychology, it was only natural to arrive at the term P. P envy.
So I am of the belief that our country is too big to be managed. And there are people who are in charge of this country who are not interested in solving the problems. And then there are people who are. And they're just not acting good faith anymore. That's what it comes down to, as I view it. As sad as that is to say. As sad as that is to say. I don't know. Oh, so the way to think about the United States, we have certain things that we all are stuck in agreement on. Like, there is things that Massachusetts, the state I live in, can say, look, we're just going to do this way. But the way our country is set up, the idea being that you have the rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness as long as it doesn't infringe on someone else's rights to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. So if we in the state of Massachusetts make the decision that we want to ban all guns in our state, no one's allowed to own a gun, we can't do that. If we decide that we want to have Medicare for all in the state of Massachusetts, we can't do that because other states and other entities will sue us to prevent us from having it. And thus is the problem our country faces. Some states have power to enact change beyond their borders. For instance, California, every conservative's boogeyman. They recently passed a law that says if you're going to sell a pork product in our state, the pig has to be treated a certain way. Now, this is an instance where California is going to say, if you want to sell pork into our state, even if you were in another state, you have to raise the pig in certain ways. So other states are like, no, you can't force our citizens to do a thing for your country, for your state, that we're not cool with. That's not the way our state wants to work. Aloha, King of Knobs. It's been a hot while since I've seen you, buddy. Hopefully all is well with you. And because we have a Supreme Court whose job is to determine which rights are more important, you know, will the Supreme Court say California has the right to make these rules about pork products in their state, or will other states have the right to impose their will upon California? And California is a big enough state that if they make a rule that says you have to do X, Y, and Z to sell pork in our state, very few pork providers are going to be like, well, I guess I'm just not going to sell in the state of California. Right? So this is an instance where California gets to impose its will on the rest of the country. Every pork in this country is going to meet the California standard. So, okay. For instance, this is how screwed up our country is at times. Biden said, I want to give $10,000 in student debt relief to all the people with student loans in this country. And people sued to stop it. And the cases that got the furthest was one guy who said, I don't want debt relief, I want to pay my bills. So because he wants to pay his bill, everyone in the country has to pay his bill. That's his thought process. Another one that actually made it all the way to the Supreme Court, and I think they're still ruling on it, is a company in Missouri who collects student loan debt payments said that they will be financially harmed if people's student debt is reduced, paid off, i.e. they're not going to be able to maximize their profits. So we may not get the $10,000 in student debt relief because some company in one state was like, look, y'all, we need our money. So, okay. And here's a fun thing about that, MKB. Certain states, when Biden said we're gonna forgive the student loans, certain states passed laws to say if you get the student loan, you're not gonna have to pay taxes onto it, like Massachusetts, right? So the Biden administration, to throw off the first lawsuit, changed it so as opposed to everyone just getting the 10 grand, you actually had to go to a website and fill out a form to get the relief. So therefore, he has no standing, because if he doesn't want the debt relief, he doesn't have to go apply for the debt relief. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's after the fourth. This one I'm supposed to not have on there. Okay. And so those are two ways where, while we have individual states, and individual states have the rights to do things, the other states can stop us from doing what we want to do. Another way, for instance, and this one is a much more clean-cut example in my mind. For instance, if Vermont, for whatever reason, decide they want to build a nuclear reactor right on the Massachusetts-Vermont border, they're never going to do it. They actually had, but let's not go there. We, the state of Massachusetts, should have some right to say, hey, don't build a nuclear reactor right on our water source, please. So, yeah, no, it's... So here's the thing about the question of the company is, what is more important in our country? So when I think back to the concept of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, is a company's right to make profit more important than people's rights to not have that debt? Especially considering how many times our country has forgiven debt of other individuals and no one has complained. Right? When our country forgave millions of dollars of COVID relief funds, loans to businesses, no one complained. And we've seen an appalling amount of fraud in the people who did those types of loans. An appalling amount of fraud. And it makes me just sit there and go, when they were giving out those blank checks, me and my wife should have just taken out a loan, paid off her student loan debt, and called it a day. So just taking that out, no one would have known. No one would have known. As they say. They're gonna know. No, they're not gonna know. I don't know. But yeah, there are certain things that our state can and cannot do based upon other states. And certain states are trying to make very interesting laws to challenge it. Yeah. True. Very true. True. Very true. I agree with that. For instance, an example of states that are trying to impose the will on other states. Florida has made a law that said if you have a custody agreement and you suspect your spouse of providing gender affirming care or being supportive of it, and you can have them removed even if your divorce agreement is not in Florida, i.e., if me and my wife were to get divorced and we got divorced here in Massachusetts and she got sole custody, I could move to Florida and be like, she's giving the gender affirming care. And Florida would allow me to overrule what the state of Massachusetts has ruled about who gets custody. And that's just kind of where we're at. But no, I love you coming in and having these conversations. I want to make sure I'm very clear about that. I always enjoy it. Because I think the most important thing that people can do in these times is to not shut themselves off from having the conversations, the difficult conversations. I think too often people get themselves in their little bubble and they call it a happy life. And I recognize the value of a bubble. I really genuinely do. Bubbles are nice. Bubbles are great. Bubbles are very comforting at times. So, the thought process is a lot of the conservative states are passing laws to get challenged so that they can then take it to the Supreme Court. And then they can pass a national law based upon what the Supreme Court says. So Roe versus Wade, which gave women in our country the right to abortions, was based upon the Supreme Court saying they have these rights. That is why it happened. There was no state by state making the rules to allow abortions. The Supreme Court said these people have these rights based upon our interpretation of the law. And then 50 years later, with the new Supreme Court, they said, well, actually, the last Supreme Court didn't know what they were talking about. Y'all don't have those rights. That's not the way this works. I feel like I'm missing one of my green leaves. So, the hope of the Florida law is to get... So, until someone challenges that law, and you can't challenge it unless you have standing, that's the law in that state. Right? So the first time where they actually try to enforce it and then someone chooses to fight it in court is when that law will get struck down, hopefully. But until that day happens, that's the law in Florida. Meaning, if you're someone who has a kid who is receiving that type of care and you're in the state of Florida, get out. I strongly, at this point, am supporting that, as our country has gotten too big and people are no longer willing to negotiate. People are no longer willing to compromise on hot topics. Right? Yeah, I'm at that point. We can't live in a country where the right imposes their beliefs upon the left, which is what's happening because of the way that our Supreme Court is lined up. That's what's unfortunately happening right now. Because what they're hoping is that they pass a ridiculous law like Texas wants to I mean, luckily Texas didn't actually end up going through with it, but Texas wanted to force every classroom in Texas to have the 10 Commandments displayed. I can't think of a more anti-American thing than that. I honestly can't think of a more anti-American thing than that. But again, their hope is that they pass that law, someone challenges that law that gets taken to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court, which is skewed towards conservatives at the moment, because it is not based upon it is a lifetime appointment, and some presidents get to nominate more people to the Supreme Court than others because it's a lifetime appointment. And as the political parties have figured that out, they're nominating people younger and younger who are serving longer and longer. And there are people who are compromised sitting on the Supreme Court. And that's the ultimate law in this country, unfortunately. I wish I was wrong. I wish I was wrong. Yeah, and I think it's something that's happening across the globe to some degrees. The rise of this is not a unique to America problem, unfortunately, at the moment. And I think the concept of right versus left is the inherent difference between conservatives and liberals. Conservatives, by their very definition, want to maintain the status quo. And I'm 80 nautical miles outside of Tripoli right now, by the way. By their pure definition, they wish to maintain the status quo. Any progression past what we're currently doing is against what they want to do. So to have any progress, to have any change, by its definition, I'm putting a lovely light right there, by the way. And it's tough. It's so tough for people to have those conversations with people. It really is. I try to keep any political conversations I have with people to the basic of the rights and who it's impacting and whose rights are more important. Because I think one of the trappings we fall into in our country is people start talking morality, and morality Exactly. And morals are often dictated by a religion, and they're often contradictory based upon the religions. I need to slow down my plane, by the way, so I can start getting lower. So I'm at 67 nautical miles and I'm at 20,000 feet, and I need to get down. Yeah. All right, now we get to start building the treehouse. I doubt we finish the treehouse, by the way, before we land. So after we land, we'll have to finish the treehouse, but we'll see how far we get. Okay. You can zoom in now that we're on the treehouse. There it goes. Little Wes Anderson slide. That's a 2? Is that a 2? That's a 1x2. Let's pour these pieces out now. So I'm getting to the point where I want to be able to see all my pieces easily. Though I'm in a low light situation over here, so it's not the best lighting. Yeah, morals vary by person. So I think that the interesting thing about religions and this is something my grandpa taught me. And I think about it a lot. And one of the reasons I think about it is I practice, I'm a Methodist, so that is a form of Christianity. But he asked me one time, and I thought it was a very insightful thing. I've heard other people say it, so this isn't just something my grandpa said, but do people honestly believe that a higher being looked at the world and said, I'm only going to talk to this group of people? Do people honestly believe that happened? Or is a more likely scenario that a higher being spoke to everyone and people had different interpretations of it? And I think about that a lot. I think about that a lot. To get to your question about would a vegan and a butcher live in the same house, it would be upsetting for a vegan to go into the fridge, but the question is, does the vegan respect the butcher's right? That's what ultimately always will come down to. Do you respect their right? And despite my religious affinities, I will always respect the right of others not to practice my religion. I will go down kicking and screaming to protect people's rights to not have their lives impacted by Christianity. So much terrible things have been done in the world because of religion. And aloha, amen. Seriously, how are you doing? Yeah, so I changed my streaming concept a while back. We fly, and when we're at cruising altitude, we build Lego, and then we hopefully can finish before we crash. And today we're crashing in Tripoli, Libya. But welcome on in. How are you doing, my friend? Muse Dash, please tell me more about that. But yeah, that's because, again, going back to that central truth that my grandpa taught me, which is, do people seriously believe that the higher being only appeared to this one group of people and no one else? When you take that holistic approach, when you take that viewpoint, it's hard to say my religion is the right one, yours is the wrong one. We must all subscribe to what mine tells me to do. Would I share a fridge with a person in that context? Yeah, I would. I would like to believe I would, because they have just as much right to that as I do. Just as much right. And I would hope, and this is the key thing, I would hope that the butcher would have the respect for me if I was the vegan in this scenario, to not have my fridge filled, right? It's the mutual respect. And I do recognize that the mutual respect, unfortunately, leans only in the direction of one person in this scenario, right? That if we're talking about the mutual respect, the butcher would have to respect the right of the vegan not to have meat, right? Because in this scenario, theirs are the rights that would be quote unquote impacted the most. Oh, come on. So, oh man, seriously, I will always have political conversations with people as long as we keep it framed around rights and not morals. So don't worry, but feel free to interject. I'd love your opinion, honestly, because everyone's opinions are valid, right? That's the honest truth. Everyone's opinions are valid. Yeah. Oh, I love takes. We're at 34 nautical miles, and we're at 12,000 square feet, so we're making good decline right now. Yeah, no problem. Take your time with the ads. As I would recommend to everyone, I do have ads, but I am ad-free on certain platforms, not named Twitch. Just saying. Is that a 2 or is that a 3? That's a 3, okay. And that has to get pushed out from there like that. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, you're back. Excellent. Yes, feel free to share. Everyone has valid opinions. I always want to support people as long as you do not attack other people. And I know that's hard at times, and I know some people sometimes will cross the line. All I ask is that you act in good faith. Here's our little tree we've built. Now it looks like we're going to build some sort of box that goes in the tree. This is probably the tree house. All right, so we're going to take that. How are we doing on flight? You're biased because you love me, yeah. So, okay, so going back to the butcher versus vegan conversation, here's how it can be respectful. And this is me just shooting my ideas out there. You know, it's about setting proper boundaries of ways that you can be respectful. And I do recognize it. it's a tough conversation, but that's what I mean. It's the respect and it's the difficult conversation that the two of them have to understand what is a way that their coexistence can work. Because if it is just the vegan forcing their worldview on the butcher will get resentful. Yeah. So, man, seriously, I would not say that millennials are the laziest generation, because as a proud member of the Generation X, the concept of generations is full of media bias. Is definitely full of media bias, right? Let's all admit that. To lump people together based solely on the year that they were born is shenanigans in my mind. But here's what I will say. I think we all go through shared cultural moments that help shape our worldview, and based upon how old you are at certain moments in time, you can and cannot have reactions to it, right? And one of the things that helped shape that perspective is I remember when I was in college as a senior, I'd go on a date with a girl who's a freshman. Very nice, lovely lady. But she was under the impression that LA was like the most dangerous place on earth, and there were always riots going on in LA. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, I just remember as a kid, there were all these riots in LA. And I'm like, do you mean the Rodney King riots? And she was like, yeah. And she's like, what's the Rodney King riots? And it was clear to me that based upon the couple of year differences between me being a senior and her being a freshman, we had completely different experiences of the Rodney King riots and the racial situation that was unfolding there. For better or for worse. Okay, where was I? But I agree with the concept that, but this concept comes back to my moral belief that those who have the ability to give back, it is the responsibility to give back. I believe that we as a society are better off when we take care of those who are unable to take care of themselves. For whatever reason they are unable to take care of themselves. And I know that's a dangerous, slippery slope. But that's my own personal belief. Yeah. Yeah. I would agree with the means tested is always a problematic approach. Because who designs the means test? How are we doing, by the way? We're down to 6,000 square feet, and we're at 11 nautical miles out there. I don't have to panic just yet, but we're getting to almost panic point, by the way. Just in case people are prepared to panic, it is not a bad idea, considering my track record of landing, to start considering how you will panic today as we come in close to landing. All right. Oh, now we have to have these scissors, which are going to go in the well then, like that. Okay. And now this can go in here, and it needs to go on like that. Lovely little tree house we're building here. Oh. I'm actually going to concentrate on landing, so I'm going to slide over to our flying screen. Just because I'd hate to crash. We're going to dive. Assume, brace for impact, everyone. Brace for impact. We're gonna lower our landing gear. Oh, we're at 3,000 feet. There's our runway. We're actually pretty well lined up for that. The question is, can we get low enough to land properly? I feel good. Oh, no, 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 no. No. We're gonna kill all airspeed. My pedals are sliding all over the place. Up. And yes, I know that's not the tarmac, y'all. Baby steps. Come on, come on. Stay upright. Come on, we're almost there, we're almost there. Hold on. Brake, 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 brake. Oh, look at that. U-turn, U-turn. I hope everyone enjoyed that. Put on the parking brake. Control, boom. I have to shut down air systems. Oh man, they're really gonna make me do this. Get into the cockpit. Cockpit. I thought I turned everything off. Why is the plane still moving? I thought I did that. I thought I turned it off. Checklist. Why is the plane still moving? Control, delete. Let's get into the cockpit. There it goes. Perfect. We've stopped the plane from moving. Mahalo, aw, man. I greatly appreciate that. Well, let's get back to Lego build. Mahalo, I greatly appreciate that. Yeah, that was a perfect landing, y'all. I'm very proud of that landing, as you can tell. All right, we have to build the front part of this now. But yeah, that's what we do. So we've now landed successfully, I might add, in Tripoli, Libya. I don't know if there's a different Tripoli. I feel like there's multiple Tripolis, so I feel the need to specify that we're in Libya right now. We are continuing our around the world journey next Sunday night. If you would like input on where we're going to be doing, feel free to follow me on Instagram. Hashtag Aloha Craw over there. Or at Aloha Craw is my username, of course. I'm Aloha Craw on all the socials. And yeah, we will pick where our next destination is at some point on an Instagram story. Have I ever played Geometry Dash? Yes, I'm familiar with that game. There we go. Lovely, look at that. It's a good time. It's a good time. Oh, we have to build more to this now, I guess. More to his little clubhouse. Which feels overkill to have a pirate's like flag. Yes, feel free to send it. I think we're friends in some place. Send me a link. I don't know if you can post here if it'll block you. Yeah, I think it just blocked you. We're friends somewhere on social media. I know that much. Oh, we're going to find out. Yes, it did, or no, it didn't. All right, so we have that. Now we also need to build the staircase that he's going to use to go up and down. Oh, it's on Discord. Mahalo for that. I love that you said Discord, and it's like, this is how you slide into cross DMs on Discord. I think my kids might enjoy it. They're very hit or miss in games like that. Like, Sam was trying to play Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time, and it was just kind of beyond what he wanted to do, and I feel like those two games are very similar in nature. There we go. There we go. We've built a nice little ladder. Yes, I played It Takes Two with my son Sam. I have not played it with my daughter Audrey yet. Yeah, we had a blast playing it. We had a lot of good laughs. It really was a cherished core memory, so to speak. Not to steal that concept from Inside Out, but it is a core memory. We had so much fun playing that. Unraveled 2 was another great game. All right, now this is the moment of truth where we find out how far away this has to be from the house for the string. That is a long string. All right. Okay, so this is also going to go onto the back of the house. Now, this is how we find out far away it has to be. So let's zoom all the way out in our camera. Let's turn the house around. And here's the treehouse. There we go. And then that has to come all the way up like that. All right. So it is supposed to be further away than a mill's plate. I mean, I could in theory put it like over here. Right? Like it barely fits on the plate there. And that is kind of taut. But this is definitely going to have to be off of it onto another plate or something. That's fine. I'm fine. That's okay. But yeah, It Takes Two is phenomenal. I highly recommend to anyone who has a player 2 readily available that they can utilize. All right, we have to build this top part of this thing. I just got so excited I had to see how far out that goes.
Tonight's episode, The Broken Promise.
Mahalo for that. So I feel like this mostly is under the category of makers and builders. A lot of Lego streamers tend to fall into that category, because when I think about like the audience of people who would watch me, one, most people are gonna watch me because they like me as an individual. They're not gonna watch me because I am a particularly good flight simmer or Lego builder. Most people are going to watch me because they like me. But I think a Lego person looking for someone who's building Lego is more apt to stay with me than someone who is looking for a flight sim person to watch. I like you too. Oh, and just so you're curious, the reason you said category, which is why that clip was played. I prefer to be fun uncle than a cool dad, but mahalo for that, my friend. I greatly appreciate that. Yeah, you know, That's what I try to do. I try to keep a welcoming, relaxing environment for people to engage with. I was talking with another streamer because he had a massive raid, and I was talking to him afterwards about it. And I've always, and he was talking about how lucky he was. I was like, I don't know how I would react to a massive raid, because I don't know how I would be as a massive streamer, right? Like if there are 1,000 people in the chat right now, like what would that be like? Would people still want to talk to me if I didn't like get to talk back to every one of them? Right? Because again, I think one of the reasons people watch me is because this is an environment where you can come in and you can have a conversation. And, you know, I don't know. Maybe that's just how I project myself. I don't know how it would be like if people are like, I don't feel like I got to talk to Crawl today. I don't know. That's just my own personal thought. All right, so here is a little zip line to go on the zip line when we pull it all the way out back here. So the idea being that he can do that. Here, I'll do it again because I realized that was kind of out of frame. We're gonna have the mom do it because that's the minifigure that I have that's accessible right now. And she's gonna need to turn her hands. Turn the hands the other way. This is going well. All right, here we go. Here's the moment of truth. Oh, wait a minute. Pretty little ads. Please, I'm just going to keep talking. Please let me know when ads are off so that you guys can see the mom writing down. Please let me know when you're back from ads, because I know you guys want to see the mom slide down on the zip tie. Please let me know when you're back so that I can know that you guys are going to see the mom go down the zip line. I just need to know that someone is back from ads. Like, this is going to be terrible on the YouTube video, by the way, because no one watches the ads on the YouTube, because there are no ads on YouTube. But, all right, I think you guys are back by now. But here it is. You don't get ads. Good. Okay. All right, so she doesn't appear to want to go down. Like, she's too heavy. Oh, you have Twitch trouble. That's why. So she appears to be too heavy to make that slide down. It went down without her on it. But with her on it, she's just too heavy. That's not fat shaming, that's physics. I'm glad we waited for that too. Is there anything else? That's it. That's the set. So next week for our Lego building, we'll be doing some lighting sets. I think maybe we'll build a Galaxy Explorer. We'll see. I don't know where I'm at with that. Yeah, let's find someone to raid. If you know someone who's online right now and you're like, hey, Cross should meet this person, they're a wonderful human being, I would love for you to give me their name and we will discuss go hang out with them. I'm going to see who I'm following, who's live, and then we can make a decision based upon all the things. I rated Allie last time. The wrong show is someone a friend of mine recommends to me. They love them. So that's opportunity, because they're playing a game called The Cult of the Lamb, which I think is an incredible game. It's a game that I want to play. I'm not going to play it on stream, but I think it's a great opportunity to play that game. does she only speak German or does she speak English? I just have to check in. Those are two that I'm thinking of. No one is mentioning you specifically. If she doesn't speak English, I'm not going to subject you guys to it. I mean, her stuff is in English. She's clearly playing with someone else, so I'm not going to rate it from that perspective alone. Let's go. Mahalo for being here, MKB. Greatly appreciate you. Yeah, it looks like we're going to go visit and hang out with friends of a friend, The Wrong Show. Forever Devoted speaks very highly of these two individuals. They go by Welcome to The Wrong Show. Army veteran, small business owner, team up to badly play video games around about current events. Weekly news roundup, alternating Tuesday, Thursdays. Do gaming, smash the news, movie parodies, and more. We also have weekly guests. Cheers. Again, Forever Devoted, valued member of our community. She highly recommends these individuals. So let's go say aloha to them. Because, you know, we do not have a raid message. All I ask is that when we get there, that you spread the aloha spirit. Oh. Yeah, so I will see you guys next Sunday as we continue our around the world journey. We're going somewhere. Drop the follow to the Instagram. So that you guys can, if I spell Instagram, that would help. So you can have an opinion in on that. All right, mahalo, everyone. See you guys next week.
You found some fucking meat, son. Go to bed, rest.
I don't know where you're going, buddy, but you need to go to bed.
That sounds... Yo, aloha, Croc. Coming in with a
Aloha. How are
hell
you?
Are we doing aloha?
Oh my
Croc?
goodness gracious!
Welcome in to The Wrong Show.
Oh yeah. You
I
want to go
think-
full screen?
Sure.
We should probably have some drinks in a moment here. Oh yeah. Sure. Hi.
Aloha,
Thank you so much.
Croc. Welcome.
And
to The
trusting
Wrong
your
Show.
community with us here at The Wrong Show.
That was a mistake on your part.
Definitely. This is an 18+ show. Right?
is,
It's a
it
late
is.
night show. There's a lot of drinking. Aloha, our mutual friend, Forever Devoted, has spoken very highly of you. She is the yin tiara yang.
She's
love
amazing.
Forever.
She's amazing.
Absolutely.
I've actually been in a few of Forever Devoted's streams and talked with Aloha before.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
Aloha is a great person. Absolutely. Can we get a shout out for Aloha, by the way?
Absolutely.
That'd be-
Danny
that'd be-
doing his hi, kids. Do you like violence? Yeah. Well, welcome in.
Guys, we are an 18+ show. Some would probably say a 21+ show. We do a lot of-
it's true. They
we do a lot of
changed things over
drinking.
the past couple of years. Yeah.
Yeah, we do a lot of drinking on the show. Mahalo for saying I'm a nice